6 signs that you are dating the wrong person. Well, let's clarify something firstly. There is no wrong person. There is no wrong person. Why? Because every experience, every interaction, every relationship gives us something. And we are able to give something. When we are giving something and receiving something, a piece of wisdom, a piece of knowledge, an interaction, attention, a joy, a gift, anger, a big emotion, whatever it may be, we're growing and we're learning. And in that sense, there is no wrong situation from that perspective. Now, if we keep making, and here's number one, by the way, if you keep making the same choices that are bringing you pain and discomfort and placing you in undesirable states, that is one sign that you are dating and that you are with the wrong person. Let me give you an example. If you are dating men, or if you are dating women that are consistently cheating on you, that are being unfaithful, that are saying one thing and doing another and are out of integrity, and that is a pattern in your life. And this is number one, by the way. When you are creating and attracting patterns that are the same, that are placing you in undesirable states, you are dating the wrong person. But are they wrong or are you wrong? No one's wrong. But you're the common denominator. I found that in my life, that I was behaving in a particular, I was either consistently unfaithful in my relationships and blaming the partner that I was with. But I wasn't looking at why I was doing what I was doing. I wasn't looking at my behavior. I wasn't looking at myself. I wasn't going deeper into my feelings. I wasn't exploring. So that's number one, patterns. If you're repeating patterns that are placing you in undesirable, unsustainable states like sadness, anger, depression, resentment, neediness, you're probably with the wrong person. Number two, the attraction from the word go was just fucking explosive. However, every other dynamic and area of the relationship is subpar. Your emotional connection is void. You're unable to communicate effectively. You're only connected when you're having explosive sex, and you're arguing and bickering every other moment. That's probably telling you that you've come together to heal some pretty deep wounds. So you can go down that path and heal together, or you'll just keep breaking up and creating the same set of circumstances with a different person. So sometimes explosive sex, if it doesn't have the other elements of the relationship that are harmonious and connected and growth promoting, can be a sign that you're probably not with the most aligned person. Number three, you can only have fun and you only feel connected when you're intoxicated, when you're drunk, when you're on drugs, when you're partying. And every other time you just don't feel connected to that person. You don't want to share your life with them. You don't want to share yourself with them. You're hiding in the relationship. That's probably telling you that you've got some deep wounds that you're running from. So what are you running from in the relationship? What are you really hiding from? You can only polarize your experiences with fun. Number four, you don't share. You have a fear to share. A fear to share your intimacy, your past, your friends. You have a fear to share finances, to split bills, simple things like that. You have a fear to even maybe travel together and just share a small hotel room or a small space for a period of time. If you're not sharing yourself fully, if you don't feel that you can trust that person, if you don't feel comfortable in that situation, in that dynamic, then what are you doing? Think about that. Be with that for a moment. If you don't feel safe to share yourself, your life, your stories, if you feel that you're constantly judged and shamed in that dynamic, are you with a well-aligned person? Here's another one. If you don't know that person's friends, that person that you're dating, that you're in a relationship with, if you don't really know their friends, and if they don't have close friends and they feel very isolated to you, that can be a bit of a warning sign that you're not probably going to be in the healthiest of relationships. Because our friends tell the world a great deal about who we are, the closeness that we have with our friends. the intimacy that we share with them, the connection, the bonds, the experiences, the history, tells us a lot about who we are. Are we able to be open and vulnerable? Are we able to stick around during difficult times? This is an indication for you that your partner has a capacity to be there for you when you both go through difficult times, and you will go through difficult times. That's what part of being in a relationship is about: facing challenges, facing difficulty, being in intensity. That's what it's all about. And it's about joy and bliss and sharing, of course, and creating memorable moments in your world. What's another sign that you're not with a quote-unquote right person? Well, if you don't feel that you can be you, if you feel you have to put a persona on in that relationship, it's probably an indication that you're not in the right or well-aligned relationship. If in that relationship you're wearing masks, you're pretending to impress them, maybe you're pretending to have more money than you actually have, maybe you feel you have to wear these certain clothes and makeup or whatever it may be, or present a particular way, or present in a particular attitude and personality, otherwise they won't like you, or they won't appreciate you, or they won't recognize you. If you're constantly wearing masks and pretending to be someone that you're not, that's probably a sign that you're not in a healthy dynamic where you are seen and viewed and observed and loved for who you are, where your basic human needs of being witnessed and being seen is not appreciated and not respected. And that is damaging to the relationship. If you're wearing masks, you're not being you, then who are you being? Who are you actually trying to be? And why can you not be seen for who you are? Maybe that's a wound within you that is activated within that relationship dynamic. Pardon the background noise. As in nature as we are here, there's a train randomly placed. Well, it appears random to me. And lastly, values alignment. If you literally do not like the most important things to you, the non-negotiables in your life, what your needs are and what's most important to you, if you are misaligned in that, then you're going to struggle to be in relationships. So for example, if what's really important to you is family and children and raising a family, whether you're a man or a woman, but your partner does not want children, does not really want to be in that sacred union type marriage or connection or relationship, that's a big value and maybe a big non-negotiable. If a big non-negotiable for you is health and wellness and not taking drugs and not drinking alcohol, not overly engaging in substances, but your partner's a partier, they love to party, drugs, alcohol, all of that, then that could be a big values difference. If you want to live in one place and your partner is adamant they want to live in another place, that's another big values difference. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit and your partner can't handle that maybe volatility or the unknown so much, they need more known and you need more unknown, and you can't reconcile that and you can't balance that, that could be a values misalignment. So values misalignment is so important in relationships. I think that was 7. I know it was 6, but it could have been 7. These are 6 signs that you're potentially not in a healthy relationship and you're misaligned in your relationship. And so the opportunity is to go deeper into knowing who you are. Go deeper into doing your inner work, healing your past wounds, because our past shapes our present unknowingly most of the time. As we grow up and we're exposed to experiences during our childhood, we take on the memories of that more implicitly than explicitly into our behaviors and into our relationships. And we're almost taught how to be by what we observe through our parental dynamics and how we're treated. And we take that into our adult relationships. And sometimes we're just trying to heal these past wounds, so we attract intensity in our lives, or we attract difficulty and challenge in order to overcome the challenge to heal those past wounds, but we don't know this. And so you may be in a misaligned relationship, you may be in a relationship that's not healthy, or you may be in a relationship that isn't for you. But it can be for you if you're both willing to do the work. Now, that's not always the case, but if you're both willing to do the work and show up and make the unconscious conscious and work through your old stuff, the triggers and the pain that you're both experiencing, that's the opportunity that we have. And that's where relationships can be so empowering. And that's where I'm a big believer of this, my wife's a big believer of this, that relationships can heal the world. They can heal your own sense of self. Now, your relationship with your partner won't heal you. They won't heal you. They won't do the work for you. You've got to do it yourself. That's what being an empowered adult means, particularly after the age of 25, once these deep neural grooves have been embedded in our brains. And our brains are still plastic, but they're not as passive and as plastic as they were when we were children, where you can influence a child far more deeply. You've got to do the work. I can make a suggestion, but you've got to make the changes. And so as adults, we have to make the changes. And when we do that, we grow. And so the opportunity is to heal those past wounds, those unconscious traumas, those unconscious ways of being that are actually just trying to protect us. But it's working on an old mechanism. It's working on an old tape. So we've got to take that old tape out and put a new tape in. You know, those protectors that we have that keep attracting these relationships that are really challenging, they keep coming out and saying, well, she's not for you, he's not for you. Break up, go to the next one. And that could be real. That could be very what's needed. But what could also be needed is to do that deeper work. And so you've got to tell that protector, that inner guard, hey, it's time to change that guard over now. We're going to run a new tape. You're running on an old paradigm. That guard is running on an old protective strategy. Or maybe you need a new one as an adult, different set of circumstances. And this is stuff that we cover a great deal in our inner child. My wife and I have an inner child workshop. We have level 1 in August and level 2 in September. And it's very, very powerful for dismantling the old self, understanding where many of our patterns and our unconscious beliefs come from, and how they influence and impact our relationships and our fear centers, what we attract and what we repel, what we really want more of and what we're not getting. So there are 6, maybe 7 signs that are showing you're attracting the quote unquote wrong partner in a misaligned relationship. And it's up to us as individuals to do that work and self-reflect and be introspective and create the space and the time to do that. To share openly with the world in a way that's healthy and connected. Power and blessings, and I'll see you soon.